our dupes, our Corsair. At the beginning of 2019, I was using my Asus laptop for 8 years. I required the upgrade long time ago. It would allow to boost my productivity and start doing seriously the things which I enjoy the most: live streaming and content creation. 1 year ago, I decided that I can't wait any longer for the better models which were coming soon. Enough! I wanted to buy the best existing laptop. I expected to have the latest technologies, ultimate performance and a solid reliability. 1 year ago, there were only 2 models of the laptops, which offered a desktop, 9900K CPU and RTX 2080. And you know what? I have freaking stories with both of them. I paid for the laptop about $5,000. Twice. You will find a separate detailed video on my channel about buying Dell Alienware Area 51M, and in this video we will focus on dream machines, aka Sega, aka Clevo. I will share my full buying experience. First of all, it is important to mention that dream machines and Sega don't produce their own laptops. They buy it from Clevo and put their branding on it. They also don't make their own software for these laptops. They just take the existing software from Clevo and put their name on it. So you should understand that laptops from Clevo, Sega and dream machines are absolutely the same laptops. In case of any troubles with the Clevo-based laptops, the company which sold it to you won't be able to help you, because they deliver it to the manufacturer. So after spending $5,000 on a laptop, don't expect to have any service. Besides, like, we sent your laptop to the manufacturer 1 month ago and in a few weeks it may be ready, who knows? In the beginning, Dell Alienware Area 51M was the only laptop in its class with 9900K CPU and RTX 2080. I was monitoring if it is available in any country for a year or something, so they kept advertising this laptop on their socials. I read news about it, but it wasn't possible to buy it. I never understand why companies do like this. It wasn't possible to buy Alienware. I was tired of waiting, so I decided to check what other laptops are already available in the market. In Ukraine, new RTX laptops were not available. For a long time the top GPU was 1080, while the price for the old models were higher than new models in other countries. This is the sad reality of Ukraine. While being the poorest country of Europe, we have to pay for everything more. Besides that, we can't rely on our shops or service centers, because Kurds don't really function in our country, so buying something expensive in my country is risky. Anyway, I required a laptop with RTX card, because it is very important for streamer, so I decided to check which laptops were available in our closest neighbor, Poland. I was browsing XCOM, Polish eShop which I used before, and I was very surprised when I found that they had a laptop which had similar characteristics to Dell Alienware Area 51M, but it was already available. This laptop was from Dream Machines and it had a 9900K CPU and RTX 2080. Besides that, it proposed some features which were not available in Dell Alienware solution but existed in Dream Machines. I'm talking about the screen resolution, which at Dell Alienware model was Full HD, while Dream Machines laptop proposed to have screen up to 4K up to 144 refresh rate. Additionally, this laptop was set to support RAM frequencies up to 3000, and it was possible to order a deleted version of 9900K CPU. So this had to reduce the temps and increase the productivity. Unfortunately, while I was thinking about my new discovery, while I was googling some information about Dream Machines, it was already sold at XCOM. I wrote to XCOM explaining them that I'm highly interested in buying their top gear laptop, and when it is available, how can I order a custom, the best version of it, etc, etc. But they just said that they are not interested in it. They sold this laptop and they don't know when they are going to have it in stock again. I wrote emails both to XCOM, both to Dream Machines. I added them to same email, but after all, XCOM was not interested in such cooperation. On Dream Machines site it is possible to fully customize the laptop which you order, and I was very excited in having all those top upgrades, the main of which was a deleted version of the 9900K CPU. I contacted the Ukrainian branch of Dream Machines and found out that they didn't have the latest laptops available, that it is not possible to customize the laptop which you order, So the only way of buying the most powerful laptop was going to Poland. And I started a long conversation with Polish Department of Dream Machines. I was emailing with Dream Machines for 1 month. I was trying to find a shop which could order a custom version of Dream Machines laptop so I could buy this laptop from the shop. By some reason Dream Machines didn't help me much in it, so by myself I had to write to every shop and ask whether they can order a custom version of Dream Machines laptop. And it was rather hard because most of the Polish shops, they just don't reply to clients on English. And in 1 month of efforts I finally got a reply from Komputronik shop which agreed to order a custom version of Dream Machines laptop. We started a long process of discussing how I can do it. The communication was very ineffective. In a few weeks, Dream Machines and Komputronik still couldn't negotiate with each other. They were saying that they didn't receive email from each other, and I felt very stupid because I wrote to both parties. Both parties are saying that they are ready, that I will make my purchase, but they kept saying me that they didn't receive emails from each other. And this was really weird because they claimed that they worked together before for a few years. Finally, I added them to the same email, but still there were problems. I wasn't getting replies on my emails for 1-2 weeks, and then I got email that the seller from Komputronik, with whom I discussed this purchase, is going on a training, so I will have to wait 1 more week. And this attitude to a client who is going to buy your most expensive laptop, I just don't understand it. On March 14, Komputronik and Dream Machines finally agreed between each other and I made my final confirmation of the order. I ordered 17 inches, 4K, 144 refresh rate with a deleted CPU. I will show you detailed characteristics of the laptop which I ordered. So I confirmed my order. I was waiting when I can pick it up, but in 5 days I got email from Dream Machines and they told me that Komputronik hasn't made an order for my laptop, so am I going to proceed with my purchase? And I got frustrated again. Why it happens? I confirmed my purchase 5 days ago, why they still cannot communicate efficiently? Finally, on March 22, my laptop was shipped from Dream Machines to Komputronik, and on April 4th it was ready for pickup. On April 6th I had train tickets prepared. I remember that feeling that I'm going to have the most powerful laptop. It's going to change my life. When I came to the train station, it turned out that my train doesn't stop there anymore. I used it before in my life several times, and when I was buying the tickets in the internet, it wasn't written there that they changed something. So I didn't understand the situation because I spent already too many time and efforts to buy this laptop and now I'm missing my train. So I was thinking why it happens like this. I was even thinking maybe I shouldn't proceed with my purchase, but that day I ended with another explanation why it happened like this. And besides that, at the same time I already had my another experience with buying Dell Alienware Area 51M. As I mentioned, there will be a separate video about this, but the point is that I decided to proceed with buying Dream Machines laptop, and in 2 days I bought tickets again and traveled to Poland. On April 8th I got Poland and bought my laptop. After it I had a hard way home. The whole trip took me 20 hours and it involved standing on the Polish-Ukrainian border. The main reason was that Polish bodyguard was missing on its place for many hours. And you know, this situation happened to me before in my life. Few years ago. Every time I get Polish-Ukrainian border, the situation repeats. The Polish bodyguard is missing and there are many people who are waiting for him. So I'm sure that this is a Polish policy against Ukrainian tourists. So imagine the situation that there is a winter -10, -20 and there is a crowd of people who are waiting for one Polish bodyguard, and the crowd of people is so big that people can't fit the building and many people have to stay outside while it's very cold, and we had to stay there for many hours waiting for him. So yeah, this is the scene which happens on Polish-Ukrainian border. Then I had a terrible road to Kiev because like the road infrastructure from Polish border to Kiev is just so terrible. There are small old buses which are overcrowded by people. It was so challenging and exhausting, and in the road I was thinking why I'm having so many difficulties with buying a laptop. By that moment I have already sent over 100 of emails to make all of it happen, during which my recipients could disappear for a few weeks, stop replying, ignore questions, didn't get emails, etc. I literally spent 3 months of my time and efforts to make this purchase possible. But after all, together with Shimitan we did it and delivered the laptop home. The best part of my life was expected to start, but the reality was different. I will start with a tiny problem, but I still think that it should be mentioned. When I bought the laptop, it was packed in a simple box without any branding. It didn't have any documents on the laptop. It didn't have any drivers. So there was a manual, but it was created for general Dream Machines laptop, so it wasn't specific for my laptop. So if I were selling my laptop right now, so the laptop, the charger, you would get absolutely the same if you were buying it new. I will also mention some good points. Well, the quality of the case is quite good, the keyboard is good, and the built-in sound quality is amazing if we are talking about inbuilt sound quality. And now we will talk about the real problems. Its weight was stated at 3.9 kilograms, while in reality it weighs 5 kilograms and its charger is 1.5 kilograms more. So if you plan to travel with it, and you can't travel without a charger, because like this laptop will work from the battery like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, so you always have to take charger with you. So when you are traveling with the laptop and with the charger, you have to take 6.5 kilograms with you. I don't know why on their website they write it as 3.9 kilogram, because like it has nothing to do with the real situation. I have a theory that they just copied it from Dell Alienware Area 51M, because on their website they also write that it has the same weight. The competitors, which offer similar high-end laptops, write that their laptops 4.5 kg, which is close to reality, so I don't understand why Dream Machines don't tell the truth. The outstanding feature of Dream Machines laptop was a 4K display with 144 refresh rate. Initially I planned to buy a Full HD laptop, but while I was discussing my purchase with Dream Machines, I found out that they have better screens, so I checked it, and it was true. It was stated that they have laptop with 4K with 144 Hz, and I decided that this is the best, because like Alienware didn't propose it, nobody proposed such screen beside Dream Machines, so it was a main point for me. When I launched the laptop, I didn't find 144 refresh rate in the monitor options. Instead I found just 60. I wrote about to Dream Machines and asked whether like didn't they change anything or did they confuse anything, I don't know. And they told me that there was a mistake on the site description, so that in reality they don't have such displays, they have only 60 Hz. As a compensation they proposed me a free mouse. At that time there was an expo in Kiev and I found Dream Machines stand there, so I talked to people there. I shared my experience with ordering 4K 144 display and that it turned out to be false, and they told me, oh yeah, we had such a mistake on our websites, but the thing is that this mistake wasn't fixed for another few months, and while we were talking it still wasn't fixed, and I wasn't informed about this mistake, neither before purchase, nor during purchase, nor after purchase. I was the person who contacted them and explained that they delivered me the wrong laptop. And it was the main outstanding feature in comparison with Alienware Area 51M. And I had to find by myself that this is lie. And the compensation which they proposed for it is just ridiculous. So I ordered 4K 144 display, you deliver me a regular 4K display, and they offered me a free mouse which was, I don't know, $10, $20? It was stated that this laptop supports RAM up to 3000, while in reality it struggles to perform about 2400, so the default RAM frequency. And in Komputronik shop, where I bought this laptop, I also bought specifically for this laptop the top sticks of Corsair memory, which supported 4000 frequency of the RAM. But in this laptop it worked only on 2400 frequency, and in other laptops it worked the same way. And I informed about this problem to Komputronik that they are selling Corsair RAM which is written to have 4000 frequency RAM rate, but in reality it works as a default stock RAM memory which you can buy, I don't know, 10 times cheaper. But they said that I had only 1 week after purchasing to return the RAM memory and that it worked as it should work. So the client attitude once you paid them is just terrible. The worst part of this $5,000 laptop is that it works critically unstable. During its work, it can suddenly turn off by itself while there is nothing launched. Later I found the reason why it happens. So Dream Machine software, which actually was made by Clevo, Dream Machines just put their label on it. So they have 4 performance modes: performance, entertainment, quiet and energy saving. So when you have anything selected beside performance, the CPU temperature raises to 100 degrees, slowly but raises, like nothing is launched, but the CPU is overheating, and in some time it just reaches its limit and the laptop is being rebooted. So while I was having selected any modes beside performance, I was having these unstable issues. But that's not it. When I play computer games, the CPU temp is always at 100 degrees, it throttles, it freezes, so it doesn't work anyhow stable how I expected it to work. It obviously has terrible problems with cooling, overheating, and with controllers, because controllers in this laptop had to prevent this computer from heating up to 100 degrees even it is quiet mode is selected. And I don't know, I have one browser launch, one tab with Dream Machine's website, and even in such situation the CPU temp raises to 100 degree. It is quiet, but CPU temp is raises. So controllers had to detect the temperature is raising and it had to activate the fans so it wasn't rebooted. But by some reason it doesn't work like this. I experimented and found that even when there is no load on the laptop, the fans have to work on 80–100% in order to stay the CPU in the normal temperature range, so it wouldn't reboot it. And it creates a lot of problems. So I just turn on the PC, open the browser, and I have a terrible noise in the room. So like I would expect this laptop to be noisy when I play computer games, when I stream, when something hard is doing on PC. Okay, like you have to cool the system so it could handle this load. But when there is no load and fans have to work on 80% just to prevent the laptop from overheating and rebooting, this is crazy. It looks like a terrible defect inside it. By the way, I'm not sure if you can see this, but I have only browser launched on my Dream Machine's laptop, and during the recording it keeps activating its fans and it creates extra noise. I have quiet mode selected, only browser running with Dream Machine's page, and by some reason it is overheating, so it has to activate its fans in order to cool it down. And this is the problem which I mentioned. And I want to remind you that I ordered a deleted version of the CPU, so in fact the temps were expected to be lower, the performance was expected to be better, but in reality I have just an unusable $5,000 brick. I informed about these problems both Komputronik and Dream Machines, but they don't think that these reasons are enough to return me money. I was using this laptop slightly more than for 2 weeks, and during this time it turned off by itself. I faced problems with temps, with CPU, with GPU, and on April 27th it completely died. And it was weird because most of this time I had only Firefox launched and nothing more. I exchanged emails with Dream Machines about this situation. They thought that the problem is connected with BIOS and they provided me with several instructions which I performed, but nothing helped. I informed both Komputronik and Dream Machines that I would like to return my money due to all the problems which I previously mentioned. So the real weight of the laptop, fake screen specification, terrible problems with overheating, noise, and unstable work, and finally it stopped working at all. But they were losing my statement and I can't do much in this situation because they have my money and they don't return it. Then we had a long exchange of emails, and finally on June 14th I left my laptop in Komputronik shop. I was promised by Komputronik that in case Dream Machines confirms that it was a factory defect in the laptop, they will return my money. On June 25 it still wasn't received by Dream Machines and both parties were replying to my emails with huge delays. Finally it was received by Dream Machines, and on June 28th they sent it to Germany and told me that I have to wait for 2 weeks. On July 11th I was informed that they fixed the laptop, and when I asked them what was the reason of this problem, they told me that the reason was in the GPU, so the most expensive part of this laptop was defected. They didn't return me my money, and I was asking them whether it's going to work stable in future, because I previously had problems with CPU overheating and things like that, but they told me that they replaced the GPU and now it should work fine. On July 28th, when I got the laptop home, I turned it, started using, and during this one day it turned off by itself 2 times. First I didn't see how it happened, I just was surprised that my laptop is turned off, so I have to turn it on again, but then I had only browser launched and I was watching a movie and suddenly the laptop turned off, so I clearly caught the moment that I didn't press any button and that it turned off by itself. And I had the same problems before they replaced the GPU, so in fact they didn't perform any actions to do something with CPU temps, with coolings, and my problems stayed with me. I informed about these problems Komputronik, but they just didn't reply me, despite previously they promised me to return money in case it is confirmed that it is a factory defect. And the weirdest thing that, like, we had Telegram chat with Komputronik representative, so I wrote about my problems and they just didn't reply, and in 1 month they wrote me in the same Telegram chat that they have a special promotion for Galaxy devices, that it is good to buy them right now, but there was my message with the problems, which they didn't answer, and then there is their message where they advertise their promotion. Then I was using laptops with all these problems, with big temps, with terrible noise, with unstable work, unexpected reboots, and so on. I was emailing with Dream Machines trying to find a way how to solve this situation, but still, despite the fact that they sold me a completely defective laptop, they didn't want to accept it in Ukrainian service center, and they made me travel to Poland every time to deliver the laptop there. So, and if I sum up, I traveled to Poland and back 10 times because of the troubles with this laptop, and this story hasn't ended yet. What is the point of the business which doesn't care about its clients? How it's going to survive in our modern world? On December 9, my GPU has completely defected. You can see these defects right now. I will show you my desktop, so you can see the image, and it also doesn't allow me to connect external displays. It doesn't allow me to play games. So the GPU has defected again and I have to deliver it to Poland again. This laptop is just unusable, and the problem is that I don't think the Dream Machines can fix the problems with this laptop, because to my mind it is connected with problems of cooling inside the laptop, so it's heating too much while there is no heavy tasks running, and I don't think the Dream Machines can fix it because they don't produce this laptop, they don't fix it, they don't do anything with it except reselling it after Clevo. This laptop has some great features, but unfortunately it is impossible to enjoy them while it has terrible problems with CPU, with GPU, with stability. I don't know, this whole laptop is a giant problem. That day when I missed my train, it was a sign from the world that I shouldn't buy it, but I didn't understand it. I invested all my money in this laptop because I expected to have a productivity boost. But instead of this, I got hundreds of emails, giant time waste, giant money waste, and not a workable laptop which can't do the job which I need. So all my life earnings are frozen in this laptop. Komputronik doesn't want to return money, but I will try to return them. 1 year has passed since I started this process of buying a laptop, and so far I could somehow use it for a few months, but not the way I need it. I don't know how this situation is going to end. I'm going to take this laptop to Poland and demand my money back because I suffered too much. It doesn't provide anything which it promised, and it just ruined my life, that is true. My last year was spent on the problems with this laptop instead of the great activities which I plan to do in my life. This whole situation is quite ironic because I wanted to create my YouTube channel, to start my media activity, my daily streams and so on for many years. And the main reason why I wanted to do this is because I wanted to have publicity in order to inform the society about the unfairness which is done by big companies because people can't be heard. A single man struggles to compete with a giant corporation. That was the motivation for me to start doing my media activity. I have a lot of stories in my life similar to this. And here it happens. So my first video review is about my biggest problem. So maybe this whole situation was just a hint. So I didn't turn the road and continued doing what I initially planned. I don't know. There will be updates on my channel about how the story ends. There will be new stories about the similar unfairness which we have in our world. My goal is to eliminate such unfairness from our world, so I will share my experience and I hope that you will help me in it.